Hey guys, welcome to today's video. So today I just thought I'd do like a little Q&A answering any questions you guys have. I really like doing this occasionally, so I've compiled some interesting and fun questions. And yeah, so if you have any questions, leave them below and I'll do it again. So, okay, so some of these are just comments. So the first one is from Supertsu. And it's just a comment. My absolute favorite for summer, which is a summer moisturizer favorites list, is the Mary & May Sensitive Soothing Gel Cream. I love the texture of it for oily skin. It feels hydrating with a bit of moisture. It's my favorite gel cream out of trying so many, and they've used up 2 jars, and now we're the big tube version if I've tried it. And yes, I have tried it, and I can't believe I haven't reviewed it yet, so I definitely will do a review, but it's really nice. And it's interesting, the Mary & May brand has a lot of serums. Most of them, I think almost all of them, are unscented. And then they started trickling down, and some of their moisturizers, unscented. And then, I don't know what happened with their cleansers and toners, but those all ended up being pretty scented. So this, along with their Idaho and Blackberry Cream and Serum, have no scent, so it's pretty nice. I think it has mugwort in it as well, so I'll definitely try and remember to review it. I added it to my to-do list. Okay, next up, they are talking about the Round Lab Dope Cream. And they say, Jojo909 says, the Round Lab Dope Cream is my holy grail. It seems thick, but sinks in really easily and feels lightweight yet nourishing. They had a serum that notoriously pilled with other products, and this was the only moisturizer that worked on top, and that's how I knew it was good. And this is this one. I will say, the one thing I wish Round Lab did, and I guess this is probably because a lot of their sales are actually in Korea versus a lot of other brands where they make products, and their products aren't really made for Korea. But from what I understand, Round Lab is more actually popular in Korea. The one thing, I wish they'd put like some English on their bottles, because sometimes I end up looking at them, especially if they're in like a squeeze tube. Do I have one? I don't have one handy, but especially if they're in a squeeze tube, it could be a cleanser, it could be a moisturizer, it could be a mask. Yeah, so it's just a small complaint I have, but let me give you a little, there you go. There's a little look of it. Or is this their birch cream? This one might be their Sun Birch Cream. Hang on. Let me see if I have another bottle. Well, I had it here and now it's gone, but anyway, I'll review it soon. I don't know what the heck happened to it. My countertop is too covered in stuff. It's ridiculous and out of control and crazy. So yeah, so anyway, I don't see it, but I'll review it. So anyway, so that one I mentioned was their Birch Sap Moisturizer, so which is also very nice. Okay, next up, Sally Arias 9873 asked, are you using Ozempic? I've been asked that several times. No, I have not ever touched the stuff. I don't, you know what, and I don't want to say it in a way because if some people are using it, you know what, that's fine, go for it. I mean, if your doctor says it works, my brother-in-law's diabetes, he was on Mounjaro, and now they took him off because his whatever numbers are better, but no, I haven't touched the stuff. I mean, it seems sudden, my weight loss, but I've been working on it for about 2 years. So yeah, I started out, I'm probably down about 50 pounds from where I was a couple of years ago. So I started out kind of running. I'm at the gym every morning and things like that. And the main thing I took out was I was drinking a lot of pop or soda, Sprite, Coke. I mean, sometimes I drink 4 or 5 cans of it or bottles of it. So yeah, so that was the main thing. And that was probably all I really needed to do, but anyway, eat a little bit better, a little less late night snack. So, okay, next up, Bonnie Rodriguez asked, how do you think the ceramide ointment compares to La Roche Posay Cicaplast Balm? And I've got both of these. So here's the Ceramide and here's the Cicaplast. And the one main difference is the La Roche Posay to me is more like a moisturizer. The Ceramide from Cozy is more like an ointment. It's more like Vaseline. So I'll just do a little swatch on my hand here for you. So this one is the La Roche Posay. So there it is. Here is the Ceramide from Cozy. So Roche Posay Ceramide. I'm going to rub this in a little bit. And it's just like a moisturizer, a thick moisturizer. Then I'm going to do the Ceramide, and you can see it's a lot thicker. Yeah, it's a lot thicker. So I use the Ceramide more to protect, especially like around my mouth when I use tretinoin or acids, things like that, because I have a tendency to get irritation in the corners of my mouth from being dry and things like that. So I tend to use this one more as like a protective ointment, like Vaseline. And I tend to use the Roche Posay more as a treatment or more as a moisturizer. So they're both great, but they have different real purposes, but you can't go wrong with either of them. They're both wonderful. So there we go. So this one's the La Roche Posay, which is still sinking in, and then the Ceramide right there. Okay, next up, Little Bear asked what happened to the Eevee. I was mentioning it in a newsletter, and I think I mentioned in a video. The Eevee Sunscreen, I think it was Norway, did a test on all these sunscreens, and this one probably, they say, according to their test, it did one of the worst. I'm curious about that because it's a different type of formula than any of the other products they tested in this test. None of the other ones was a mousse, and a mousse kind of has different properties. It applies differently. It comes out thicker. Oh, sorry, I got to do it down. So I just wonder how much they use, because when it's a mousse like that, how do you measure it compared to, the 2 fingers or the quarter of a tablespoon recommendation that they typically use? So that's my curiosity there. So I have no idea. I've used it and I've never had any issues with it. Some people on the discussion of it said that they have got tanned using the Eevee. I don't know. And they also pointed out that Eevee kind of recommends tanning almost. They say, where is it? Skins due to aging, protects for reuse. Anyway, somewhere on their marketing they mentioned tanning on it, so I don't know. But I still like this one. However, on the hottest, sunniest days, I'm going with the La Roche Posay UV Immune 400. That's it. This one's great, though, for most other days. But on the hottest day, the La Roche Posay is the one I trust the most. So, okay, so next up, Ricky Hogan said, oh, he's the newsletter winner this week, I think. Okay, I use the SkinCeuticals, but I hate the associated price tag. They were talking about the vitamin C serum. I'll be happy when their patent expires next year and others can copy the formula. And I think I will take the Geek and Gorgeous one to try next. And yeah, the Geek and Gorgeous one is wonderful. The Sea Glow from Geek and Gorgeous, love it. Honestly, at this point, if I had a choice to have that one or SkinCeuticals, say the price didn't matter, I think I'd still pick the Geek and Gorgeous. I just love it that much, and it's always fresh and things like that. Okay, Bozino asked, are there any good EGF serums that won't cost you $100 or more? And I had a couple recommendations. A lot of them, when you think EGF, you think Skin Medica, or you think Revive serums, and they're both great. But there are some other ones that are more affordable, like, for example, the Claire's Midnight Blue Youth Activating Drop is really nice. It took me a while. So I purchased one bottle, I went through it. The second bottle I purchased looked old. And finally, now I purchased my third bottle. It's nice. It's just water-light texture, which makes it kind of hard to apply because it's so liquidy. But it absorbs really quickly, and you can kind of use it in place of like an essence or something like that. It's non-fussy. You can see how watery it is. But it's really light, non-sticky, soaks in pretty quickly. And I think for a lot of people, it's worth a try. Depending on how your aging is. I mean, if you're in your 20s or 30s, it's probably good. If you're in your 50s or 60s, you might need to call on the big guns. But this one's still really nice. Another one I tried recently that was super affordable is the APLB EGF, what do they call it? Collagen EGF Ampoule Serum, which is also really nice. So those are a couple of products. They're both around, well, I think the A plus B or APLB, I think this one's around $10. I want to say Claire's 20, 25-ish. So I think those are a couple ones to consider. So that won't break the bank. So, okay, Scam560 asked, did she get a facelift? Or is this a different person? And no, but I don't know. I don't think it's a different person from what I recall. Maybe AI has taken over and I'm not even talking anymore. I don't know. Okay, let's see. On to Primordial Meow. Okay, this was a video where I mentioned some alternatives to the Ordinary brand. So I mentioned a handful of products that are more affordable, like brands like Q&A. What else did I mention? I think I mentioned the APLB brand, Geek and Gorgeous. And then the other one I mentioned was Costa Baja, which has some nice dupes similar to the Ordinary. So they said, finally, someone talking about Costa Baja, prefer this brand over the Ordinary. So yeah, so I really like that brand. They do have fragrance, not fragrance per se, but a scent hidden in some of their products. So pay attention to that. But for me, my current absolute favorite product from them is their hyaluronic tub, because I mix some copper peptides in it and it's good to go. And I kind of make my own body serum, which is really nice. So, okay, so somebody else called Fresh Giftful was talking about they had some irritation from tretinoin, and they mentioned they started trying some Centella products and how amazing the Centella was, and it really helped with irritation. The one they mentioned in specific, I think, was the Purito Centella and Scented Serum, as well as Cosrx, as well as the Roche Posay Cicaplast Balm. It really worked well. They said, I highly recommend getting some Centella from one of the brands I mentioned. I bet you'll see amazing results. Okay, next up, Christy Lambert mentioned, you look amazing. I just lost a lot of weight on my skin. My face still looks tight, but the skin under my chin is a little saggy. And then asked about microneedle my neck, and I have not yet microneedled my neck. It probably could use all the help it can get. My esthetician, I don't know, 7 or 8 months ago did a BBL, broadband light laser on it, and I think that helped tighten out a little bit, but I'm sure I will at some point microneedle it. It's so painful. So if you do it, either go to a professional or get the really good numbing stuff, because I have a feeling that will hurt. But yeah. Okay, next up, Carla Harvey said, great morning routine. Do not apply the quarter of tablespoon of SPF on your face. And I typically go by the 2 fingers method. However, a lot of the time now I wear shirts that typically cover my neck up. I'm usually wearing a hat. So, but on days when I'm outside, I really focus on using more. And I know I still need to focus on using more liberally. And then she also asked if I rapid fire moisturizer, then SPF, then immediately applying makeup products. It's a huge mess and does that, So typically what I do is I'm getting ready, I'll put my sunscreen on, then I'll do my hair, give it 10 minutes to soak in, and then apply your makeup. To apply it pretty quickly with makeup right over it might not be the best idea, but you're still probably getting better protection than 99% of other people out there. So if there's a way that it makes it work for you, you're better off doing that than try and make something work that you don't like, because then you're just not likely to do it. So if that works for you, go for it, Okay, next up, JJXZ6ZQ said, there's a video about the Genifique Lancome Serum. They don't like the fragrance in it. They don't like the alcohol in it. And they found it to be kind of irritating. And they are going to pick up the one from Isntree and see if that works, which is a dupe, the Isntree Bifida Ampule. It's a nice alternative. A lot of people love the Lancome Genifique, and if it works for you, go for it. For me, I just found it kind of drying and irritating, but I guess there's a lot of people that really like it. I mean, it's one of their top sellers, so if it works, go for it. Okay, 2 more. Next up, will you share more info on the new plasma device? I definitely have a video planned. I'm going to work on a video demonstrating this plasma device and the fake plasma device I have. Actually, I have 2 fake plasma devices. One was $200, the other was $10. So I'll do more, but I initially found this at Alibaba. I think if you Google Plazone, it'll come up. They're the manufacturer that manufactures it for the companies that use it over here. So I will check it out. Plazone, Plazone. You can Google it on Alibaba. The brand that makes it is, I think it's Seahart. So check that out. And soon I'll do a comparison with more info and more details of it, because I'm just kind of playing with it now. Okay, and then last but not least, they were asking about the Cosrx 6-peptide skin booster. Should we apply it before essence? And it kind of just depends on how thick your essence is. This stuff is very watery. I don't really like the fact that they use the term serum there, because it's not really a serum. It's not really an essence. It's not really a toner, but it is very liquidy. So here's a little, you can see it right there. It's pretty liquidy. So if your essence is thick, I would apply it beforehand. If your essence is watery and runny, I would probably apply it afterwards. I don't really think of a serum. I think of it more as like a in-between toner essence type product. But if you're using a thick essence, I don't know. I'm trying to find an example of a thick essence, but I don't really have any. I don't really like super thick essences that much, so I don't really have a good example. But if you're using a thick let me see. I have to have something thick. I don't know. I really don't have any thick essences, but if it's thicker than this, I would apply this beforehand. So, yeah, I wish they would relabel this or kind of better qualify it for what it is. You know what I mean? Because it's not really a serum, but it's not a toner. It's more of a watery-based essence to me. So, but you can certainly use them together because it's super lightweight, it soaks in quickly, and all of that stuff. So, anyway, so those are my some favorite questions of mine. Leave any you have below, and I will get back to you, or I'll do another video on them. Anyway, thanks so much. I'll see you guys more tomorrow. Okay, bye, guys.